good, interesting, friendly chat on the show this morning. By the way, if you haven't cashed out, please do so. Dial *439#. Today is the last day, and so my producers are promising huge amounts to be given to you. So dial *439#. If you are on MTN or on Telecel, you will be rewarded or awarded today on the show. Today we're going to be talking about awards, and so yes, if you dial *439#, you will be awarded very well for playing cash out this morning on the show. Dial *439# on MTN or Telecel, select option 2 for TV3, and then you get to win big. Big on the show. Don't play once or twice, play at least 40 to 50 times, and you'll be so glad you did. All right? All right. On the show this morning, I'm joined by 3 great gentlemen. First, the Honorable Fred Agbenyo, MP for the Guan constituency. Morning.
Morning, Nah.
Honorable, how are you?
I'm fine by the grace of God. How are you doing?
I'm fine too.
Pleasure to be here.
Thank God. We thank God. We thank God.
I like your lace.
You like my lace?
Yes,
Oh, thank you.
yes.
Thank you so much. I also like your outfit. Yes, I like your style generally.
Thank you.
Yes, great to have you on the show. And well, we'll get into how life is as MP-elect so far. Are you still getting many calls?
Of course.
You're not sleeping.
Your phone, it rings every time. So.
It's interesting that even after campaigning and everything, the work doesn't slow down. It actually picks up.
It picks up.
It actually picks up.
That's true.
So at which points do you get to relax?
Well, to the extent that you have the energy to move on, it's okay.
You have to keep going.
That's right. You don't have to relax at all. You have work to do.
Oh, yeah. I see. Also on the show with us today, we have Enoch Afuakwa. He is a member of the NPP National Communications team. Mr. Afuakwa, great to have you.
Good to have you now.
How are you? Are you going to court from here?
Yes, certainly.
The court is not on break?
No, there's parliamentary election disputes and the judicial review applications before the High Court.
Yeah.
The Supreme Court ordered the rehearing of our mandamus application for 4 constituencies: Tema Central, Ablekumanov, Kaikwe Central, and Techiman South. And the return date is today. Okay. So at 9 a.m., we'll go before His Lordship and make our application before His Lordship and pray that he grants us our prayer. That is the business for today.
What's your prayer?
Our prayer is that the EC be ordered to complete collation and declaration of results in these 4 constituencies. That is the sacred constitutional duty of the Electoral Commission. Okay.
They should complete collation, which is different from the recollation.
We are not asking for any recollation. We are asking for collation and declaration of results. Simpliciter.
People are saying that you should withdraw this application and let the matter rest.
Why must we withdraw? It's our right to do so. Then DC also filed judicial review by way of Mr. Shirara prohibition and injunction. And I have cited some judicial review applications currently filed in various courts by the NDC. In
respect of the 4 constituencies you just mentioned?
Different even constituencies.
Different constituencies.
So certainly, once it is in their right so to do, no one can stop them. It is their rights, and that's the beauty of democracy. Once we upheld the tenets of rule of law and our democratic dispensation, that is the right way to go, it's the civil way to go. If you have disputes, if you have disagreements, it is the courts that resolves it.
All right. Well, we wish you all the best in court today.
Thank you.
And congrats on the should I call this a judgment by the Supreme Court?
Yeah, certainly. It's a half-baked congratulations because we couldn't achieve our full honor in court. Once the court has asked that 4 out of the 6 be reheard, then certainly
it's a win.
It's a partial win. Okay. It's a partial win. But once we are going before His Lordship this morning, we don't know what may occur. But it's our prayer that we make a persuasive argument to sway the minds of the court to grant us a prayer that we require. All the best. Thank you so much.
Also in studio with us is Nana Sapo.
My brother Fred Agbenyo. You know, he's a founding member of parliament elect for the Guan constituency.
Founding?
Yeah, founding.
Right.
MP elect.
Right.
Congrats, my brother.
Did you receive that one yesterday?
You have a charge to keep. You have a charge to keep.
Oh, that's it.
You should tell him that it's not going to be political suit as usual. He has a charge. He has a charge to keep. And my brother Nana Yalsapo, he had some donations to give me, but he's
donations.
Yes.
Oh, I see. You have an orphanage?
I don't have an orphanage. I'm an orphan myself.
All right, Nana Yalsapo, special aid to Alan Chemating. Nana, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Great to have you.
Great to see you.
And happy New Year's Eve.
Yes.
Do you have any resolutions?
New Year resolutions. Most of the time, you would not be able to keep them after 2 months. So, I remember somewhere last year, my wife decided to take a swimming course. She did it for only 1 week.
Swimming for 1 week?
For 1 week.
Is it that she's a fast learner or she gave up?
She gave up. So mostly what happens is that when you take some of these resolutions, you would end up giving up after a month or two. And so I don't take resolutions. But what I take more important is how to end the year and how to cross into the new year.
Okay.
I always believe that the take-off of a person in a race is important, and how you take off is able to justify the glorious end of it. And so I always entreat people that once we are ending the year, you are able to take up both your physical and your spiritual activities in ending and in taking off seriously.
Okay.
And so that it will be able to push you into your 365 days.
Next 365
yes.
days.
I would dislike this crossover. I'll be doing mine with the Prayer Palace.
Okay.
Of the Spintax. And I believe that whether you are a Muslim, whether you are a traditionalist, whether you are a Christian, it is the beginning of a year. You should say a prayer to your God. And whoever your God is, whatever your God is, you should be able to go before him and then say a prayer and put to him your petition.
All right. So you'll be praying tonight?
Yes, I will be praying. And I know you will be praying too.
Oh, I pray every day.
Yes, every day, yes.
I pray. I pray every day. Maybe before the show ends, Fred, Honorable, and Mr. Falca will share their resolutions with us as well. But for now, we're going to be talking about awards.
Okay, probably. I mean, I could tell my brother's resolution.
You can tell?
Yeah.
What is his resolution?
One of his New Year resolution is to be able to change 38 into another number.
You are not far from right. You are not far from right. Whether it is 1%, whether it is 2%, whether it is change it, there must be a change.
Took me a minute to get that. Anyway, we're going to be talking about awards now. Yesterday, the National Honors and Awards ceremony took place. It's a ceremony to award people of Ghana who have rendered distinguished services in various capacities to the nation. This award ceremony was instituted sometime in 1960, and it's been held over the period. And civilians are awarded, people in the military, the police, people who are Ghanaians or Africans, in some instances, who have done amazingly well in various fields. So there's the Medal for Gallantry. It was established in 1960. It recognizes acts of courage by civilians, military personnel, police officers, or foreigners. All right. There's the Grand Medal. It's given to people who have contributed to the country in various ways. Then there's also, there are various awards. Yesterday, 79 awards were given to Ghanaians, and one posthumous award was also given out. Now, we're going to go into the various people who were awarded and basically look at the criteria and whether or not this award ceremony serves the purpose and if it should continue the way it has started. Already, we've seen some publications by various respected Ghanaians on their thoughts about the awards. There's an article by Professor Kweku Asari, Professor. We'll get into that in a moment. But you know we are interactive, so you can let us know what your thoughts are about this. You can send us your messages across social media platforms with the hashtag TV3 New Day. I'll read as many of them as I can, as I always promise to do. But in studio, let me just come to you, gentlemen, and find out from you. I think I'll start with you, Honorable. What is the significance of these awards to you?
Well, now let me start off by saying good morning to our cherished viewers, especially my constituency in the Guan area. I still receive a lot of calls from people asking what is the name of your constituency. And some are wondering why we are not called Sal and we are called Guan.
Yes.
And I thought that there are several Guan communities across the country. And so Sal would have been, more specific and to describe who we are. And so anytime you hear Guan, it's the Sal area that has been described or mentioned. And so I want to say thank you to them and good morning to all of them, and wish everybody a prosperous and happy New Year. Apart from that, let me also say good morning to His Excellency the President, incoming President, and the entire leadership of our party. Today is a very significant day in our party's calendar. Today is the 31st of December, and one of the anniversaries that we pay particular attention to when His Excellency Jerry John Rawlings took over from Lima in 1981. And so the significance that underpin that particular event is still relevant and something that we must all remind ourselves of every day, even as we journey on this path of developing our country. Having said that, yesterday I took pain to monitor what happened, giving awards to people. And as you rightly said, these awards were instituted far back in the 60s. And I sincerely want to believe the reason why the awards regime was put in place is so we can recognize Ghanaians who have contributed and impacted the nation, whichever environment or space they found themselves. But if you look at what used to be and what we are experiencing, especially in recent time, you begin to ask yourself if these awards are still relevant today. Are they still encouraging other people to want to do more so that when they do, they will be recognized and be awarded accordingly? Or is the case that it has become a political something? Maybe I've served as a president, I'm leaving office. The way to say thank you to people I work with is I'll give them national awards. Now the question is, the generality of the Ghanaian public who are watching, do they see these people as really people who deserve of the awards that we give them?
The criteria is not people who the president has worked with.
I'm saying that majority of the people that we see in recent time are people president has worked with, right? That didn't used to be the case. As I said, we pick people from the civil society, people from the security services, and across all sphere of the society, people have distinguished themselves. That when even a name is mentioned, everybody can sit back and say, oh yes, this man deserves this award. He really has served this country, he has contributed positively, he has impacted, the society. But today, when we check through, especially the political persons who received the awards yesterday, and then you start profiling each one of them, where the space within which they operated, and then you come back and ask yourself, really, do they deserve it? What signal are we sending out there? Are we not celebrating some form of mediocrity? That is how it came across to me. Because, for instance, we just finished an elections. The people of this country who are the best judges have looked at the performance of the entire government machinery, and they have passed a judgment on that. They have given award accordingly. And so if you now begin to question the award that was given by the people of this country by giving something else, which is not in line with what the people think or believe in, then it becomes a bit problematic. Now, let's take maybe a few individuals one by one. I don't intend to zero in on any particular person. The vice president is given, I think, the highest award of the land. Is that correct?
Yes.
And so the vice president, we all know that he used to be at the Bank of Ghana as a deputy governor. Then before 2008 elections, the then AP Flagbearer brought him in to become his running mate. And the narrative was that he's such a specialist, so good when it comes to economics, and that he, the candidate, is not too good for economics. And so we need him to come and complement him to win the elections. They went into the race, they lost the 2008 elections, they lost the 2012 elections, 2016 they won the elections. He became the leader of the economic management team of the country. Now, let's take even the economic indicators. Each one of them that he met, he has performed poorly that he met it. So on what basis are you awarding a person like that? On what basis are you giving a person like that the highest award of the land? Is it because he succeeded in managing the economy well? Or is it because you made him a flag bearer of your party and he went to the election in the Fourth Republic? The poorest result anybody has ever received is what he got. 38.2% of the result. So what are you rewarding him for? What is that he has achieved? As I said, look at the economic indicators, all the things that he supervised, all the allegations that have been made in the media about him and the way he has conducted himself. And so what are we rewarding him for? I want to know, and somebody might be able to explain to us.
Well, he got the award for the Order of the Star of Ghana officer. So I'm going to pull up the criteria for that award for you in a moment, if you're done.
I'm not done, but like as I said, so for me, that is something we need to interrogate. Of course, we need to know the criteria, and then we can situate him in that particular criteria if indeed he meets the criteria and he merits the award that was given to him. I'm told the Bank of Ghana governor too was given that award. Is that correct? Is that correct? I just want you to confirm.
Yes.
It is correct. Was given an award. So now, from where you sit, from your heart of hearts.
Don't ask me.
Now let me ask you. Let me put you on the spot.
Don't ask me.
Do you believe that Dr. Addison deserves any award as was given to him yesterday? This is a man who has presided over the Bank of Ghana. Look at the state of Bank of Ghana today. A bank that is bankrupt. A man who has spent almost $250 million in the name of building a new headquarters. At the time this country is sinking. A man who violated the act that set up the Bank of Ghana, printed money in excess of what the law allows him to do.
All right.
Like, really, tell me what Addison has achieved with Bank of Ghana. This is the same person who presided over the collapse of several financial institutions in this country. They collapsed all the banks in this country. Banks that
it was the banking sector cleanup.
What do you call a cleanup?
Let me read.
The banks were insolvent.
Let me read.
If I just land on this,
right.
The banks were insolvent. All the money they needed to be able to become solvent and be able to operate was about 9 billion. Then you decided to go and spend 25 billion, far in excess of what they need to be able to be in operation to collapse the banks. And then the next thing we can do is that president, we should clap for you. You have done well. We should celebrate you. We should give you an award. Like, it's a joke, right? How does it make sense to you? This is a man who is in charge of the monetary policy. Am I that not correct? And then look at the exchange rate that he met. In 2017, when he took over office, a CD to $1 was how much? 1:4. Today, how much is it? And so tell me one thing that Addison has done with Bank of Ghana that today we should celebrate him and give a national award. For it doesn't make sense to me. And so for maybe when we come up with the criteria, then we can just suppose it, we can analyze it closely and see if indeed this is not a celebration of mediocrity or something for the boys to take home and go and celebrate with. Otherwise, why? A country that is sinking, we are in so much debt. This is a person who presided over. Look at the money you have borrowed. You inherited about 120 billion, 123 billion as our national debt from independence. Today, as we speak, our debts are in excess of 700 billion. And yes, we should celebrate a man like that. You know, so I simply don't understand what these awards really are meant to achieve. Because as people coming up, it is for me now to say, oh, this man distinguished himself. He served very well. And that is why they've awarded him. And so when I'm also given the opportunity, let me behave like him. Let me serve like him. Or let me even do more than he has done. But if with this abysmal performance, the whole nation is called upon to come and celebrate and clap for you, then what precedent are we setting? What information are we putting out there? You can do whatever you like. You can violate all the laws of the land. You can, mismanage the economic as much as you want. When you finish, the president said, you've done it well. Just maybe he served the president. Maybe the president himself as a person wants something. And these actors were able to deliver that to him So once he is satisfied, he thinks Ghanaians are satisfied. Mr. President, no, Ghanaians are not satisfied. And Ghanaians demonstrated that in the elections with the performance and the results that your government got. And so please, I want to know how much money was spent on this event yesterday. Somebody should be able to tell us. How much money that we spent on this event, and if that is what you have to use our money for in this very crucial time as a nation.
All right.
It is pathetic.
All right. So let me just read this to you, and then I'll come to you, Yao, and then Enoch. All right. So the Order of the Star of Ghana, especially for the officer grade, is awarded to individuals for distinguished service to the state,
Distinguished service
either in peace or war. Eligibility extends to both Ghanaians and non-Ghanaians from various fields, including civil, military, education, health, sports, or cultural pursuits. Eligibility, open to both Ghanaians and non-Ghanaians from various sectors. Fields of service, recognizes contributions in civil, military, education, health, sports, culture, and more. Conditions, awarded for exceptional service. All right, so that is for the Order of the Star
and that's
of
what I was
Ghana.
giving to the
It's
Vice
okay.
President. No, I just want to ask the question, clarification.
Yes, that's the award that the Vice President
So
received.
the criteria you just read out, the eligibility, tell me where it falls. Tell me where Alhaji Bamia falls to receive that award.
Are you asking me to tell you?
I'm asking you now. You are the host of the program.
But how will I know?
You have read it out.
Yes, so
you
asked the question, so I've read it to you. That is the criteria as has been
So where does it fall?
Published.
Is it excellent performance? Was it during war he brought peace? Tell me. I'm sorry, it's a joke.
Well, so let me just read a small portion of an article which has been attributed to Prof. Kweku Asari. So he says that in 1960, Kwame Nkrumah instituted the award, the Order of the Volta, Ghana's highest awards. Over his tenure as president, spanning 6 years, he awarded it only once to Valentina, is it Tereshkova? Yes, Tereshkova, the first woman in space. The rarity of this act underscored the prestige and exclusivity of the award, celebrating extraordinary achievements that transcended borders and inspired the nation. In recent years, however, presidents appear to use this award more liberally, often to honor their own appointees. This trend risks politicizing what should remain a national celebration of exceptional accomplishments. So that's just a small bit of his article. I might read some more as we go. But Nanaya, you followed the awards yesterday?
No, I didn't.
Why?
I didn't follow it. First of all, a good morning to your viewers. And my apologies. I think that I have to lift up my voice a bit.
Yes.
So, you see, now, there should be reasons why the country should spend money to award individuals. And I would agree with Prof. Azar that these awards are supposed to be for distinguished performance, something that is out of the ordinary. Something that is of immense performance and contribution to national development or to the upliftment of the name of the country. The first time, as Azar has stated, we read about the history of the awards.
Yeah.
In the 1961, Osajifo instituted it. Was to award the first Ghanaian female who had gone into the space. And so you would notice that that was something of distinction. That was not an ordinary achievement. But what we see lately is a friend, a colleague who decides that my tenure of office is ended, and so I am going. And then we have these 18 carats of gold that we just want to distribute. And so if you look at the number of awards, I think this year was about 70 something.
79.
79 or so. If you look at the number of awards that were given out, I would be surprised if not more than 2/3 went out to politicians, ministers of state and MPs and all of that.
Some journalists were awarded.
No, that's what I'm saying, 2/3.
Right. Okay.
Now, only a few would go out to captains of industry and persons who have worked their hearts out to contribute something very meaningful. And I'm choosing my words carefully. Something so very meaningful, something that is worth an example to the growing youth. All right. And so you would notice that the weight and that level of honor that it comes with is no longer there. These awards are supposed to motivate, they are supposed to recognize, they are supposed to set a benchmark for performance. These awards are supposed to build up the mindset of patriotism. Okay, but is that what we see? I mean, and Fred made a very good point. On what basis, if we're supposed to put the criterials here, and then we say we are the panel that is supposed to actually deal with the criterial and the pointers to pick personalities for these awards, and they have put here the gentleman, the BOG, what's his name? Addison. This is not about academic certificates. This is not about whether or not how long you have stayed. This is about performance over a period of time. So when Ghana give him Bank of Ghana, what has been his performance? When a dollar was 4 cedi and it was given to a new government, and someone who was touted as the best economist in the country, who was holding press conferences and presentations across the nations. What is the current state of the dollar now? All right. What has been his performance? So let's assume now you are a lecturer today and you go to the lecture hall and you meet your students and you are going to discuss the awards that were given out by the president. And the number 1 award was the Order of the Volta of the Star officer category. And your student would ask you, Madam, me PhD grammar. Dr. Na.
Yes. Yes. Flesh and blood has not revealed this to you.
Yes. So Dr. Na.
Yes.
What has been the performance of Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as vice president for 8 years that he was given this prestigious award at the end of his tenure in office? Just in 2 lines.
Don't ask me these
No, it's rhetorical.
Okay, thank you.
I would answer it myself.
All right, go ahead.
You understand? So, the value that is supposed to be placed on these awards have become friends and family and political colleagues. And so the value on it is no longer there. If this particular award was given to a distinguished Ghanaian whose performance can easily be pinpointed at, the captains of industries who have held this economy up until today, people, entrepreneurs who have been able through these hard times, been able to still establish and expand businesses. Students who have been able to perform excellently well.
This, you mean the biggest award, the Order of the Star of Ghana,
Whichever
that particular
award
one?
it is.
Or you're referring
I'm
to...
referring to the national awards.
The biggest one. Okay.
That's why I said these awards are supposed to motivate Ghanaians. They're supposed to build a mindset of patriotism. These awards are supposed to set a benchmark for performance so that when somebody is given an office, the person knows that when I perform, the nation will recognize my contribution.
Let me just mention a couple of other people who were awarded, who are not politicians or who are known to work directly with the president. So Erastus Hasari Donkor was awarded for media journalism. Herbert Mensah was awarded for sports. Dr. Joseph Kojo Tambil, all right. Yeah, please go ahead and mention some of them. Yes. Charles Kojo Fosu, Creative Arts. Yeah, and a few others. Jeduble Ambule, Creative Arts. Charles Kojo Fosu is Daddy Lumba.
So you see, you mentioned some of the names and you smile because indeed these persons have contributed.
Yes.
But there are some of the names you mention and then you would ask yourself, does he deserve it? Now, when an award is given to somebody, the achievements of the person should easily be mentioned. It should be on our fingertips. When you go to the creative industry and you mention Daddy Lumba and then the rest of the gentlemen, nobody is going to challenge you. When it comes to the issue of sports, Herbert Mensah, formerly of Kotoko, right? Now, his contribution into the sports industry is easily identifiable. But our brothers and sisters who are in the political dispensation...
You don't think politicians deserve awards?
If they have performed.
Like who? Who do you think should have been awarded? Who wasn't awarded?
Those names that are there, I actually don't see any of them that have that deserve to have been given any of our...
None of them?
18 carats. Who?
I can mention some of the names and then you would let me know how you feel about
Napo.
them.
Osla Owusu. Hawakumsi.
Yes, Osla Owusu is here.
Let's be serious.
Ignatius Bafuwa.
Ignatius Bafuwa. Go to Sunyani West and check out his performance.
Dr.
Even as an
MP.
Planning for food
and jobs. What happened to it?
Dr. Brian Champong.
What Brian Champong? Even based on the comments on the platforms on issues of violence, he doesn't deserve a national award.
Dr. Yao Seduchum.
Education Minister. School feeding program.
Francis Asensubuache.
Cannot be released from
let's.
Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam.
He wasn't able. That's my brother. He wasn't able to submit his budget. And listen.
None of them. Zero.
I would be biased towards some of them, though. But nah, let's be serious.
But who do you think ought to be there? Who isn't there? Which politician do you think deserves to be awarded?
I'm not here to mention names who have to be there.
But you think
if you have taken their officers into consideration and if you've put it on that way scale, all right, and then you would have to match their responsibilities or the assignments that were given them, plus their outputs, then yourself you can answer that question. Now, we ought to be serious as a nation. It shouldn't always be that when a president's tenure is over and he is going, then he begins to dash out 18 carats of gold. No. There should be a proper framework.
18 carats of gold.
There should be a proper framework for these awards. All right? There should be a national framework for these awards that you and I can easily peruse and we can criticize it. And so that we would not just be dashing out these awards like that.
Dashing out?
Yeah,
that's how you see it.
We dash these awards out. And that is why I said, let us compare those persons to those in the industry, the captains of industry. And you will notice that, like Nick Danso, excellent entrepreneur. He's expanded his businesses. He's employed thousands of individuals. Go to his community in Granza, and you would feel the impact of his presence as a person. And these are individuals who should be recognized. Okay. And not just because the person is able to stand on a political platform and shout. Were you not surprised when Hawa Kumsi's name was mentioned?
Are you asking me? It was another rhetorical question. You know, let me come to Enoch. Maybe Enoch can answer your questions. Enoch, you followed the awards yesterday?
Not entirely, because let me say a very good morning to our cherished.
You were preparing for court today?
I was in my farm, my cocoa farm. You know, the price of cocoa is going to be increased to 7,000 Ghana cedis per bag. And as a cocoa farmer, I needed to put my farm in place so that as we are in a position, I can enjoy the benefit from my cocoa farm as a young cocoa farmer.
Oh, the best.
So I was in my farm. And yesterday, as I was in my farm, I was receiving calls from my nephews and nieces who have completed their SHS and their results were in, calling me, Uncle, our results are in, and we are going to invite us. So thank God. We have reset Ghana. And now that Ghana has been resetted, you are going to tertiary institution. Your first year tuition fee is going to be paid by the president for free. So you should be joyful, and on Sunday, go to church and give thanks to God, because now the cocoa farm is also taking shape, and certainly we are going to give glory to the God Almighty. The price of cocoa is going to boom. Our kids are going to school free for as tertiary students for the first year, and that is laudable. We must applaud the NDC and John Mahama, the incoming administration of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, for this thoughtful policies that he's going to implement for the benefit of Ghanaians.
Not implement the policy.
Oh, no, we are not scared. We want a better Ghana for all of us.
Yeah, so just relax.
We want a better.
I'm not sure how to respond to any of the things that
you said. The government does not even. You have not handed over power to us.
Can't I prepare myself? Once we have voted, the social contract has been signed. No. They check the results.
You know what?
They check the results.
Let's talk about that one.
No, I'm coming there. I'm coming there. You see, now let's be factual. Mm-hmm. His Excellency the President promised us that he's going to make first-year tertiary education free, from nursing training, teacher training, technical universities, and the traditional universities, and all the rates. The results are in. The president, fortunately, will be going to Parliament to present his budget. And we believe that, like President Kufuor did in July 2017, implementing free senior high school education, President Mahama,
let's come back to
President Mahama is going to implement the free tertiary education for the benefit of our children.
Let's come back to the
matter. My interest more is my cocoa farm.
All right.
Because the bag of cocoa I'm going to sell them for 7,000 Ghana cedis.
All right. We wish you all the best with cocoa.
Thank you, Now
let's talk about that award.
You should one day visit me in my farm. The National Awards, it's an award instituted to promote the unity of our country, to preserve our historical antecedents and excellence, and to honor distinguished service of people who have contributed immensely to the growth and sustenance of our country, Ghana. And this is not the first time these awards have been organized, and various members or various citizens and non-citizens have been awarded in accordance with their performance as people. Yesterday, an onerous tax behold the president to award 79 distinguished Ghanaians and institutions who have contributed immensely to the growth and sustenance of our country. And certainly, the president did justice to it in accordance with law and due process. A lot of people have various questions to ask as to the people that were awarded. I'm not quite surprised as to the part that my brother, the founding member of parliament elect for Guam constituency, decided to chat, that the Ghanaian people have overwhelmingly passed a referendum on the performance of this administration. So certainly, none of the appointees under this administration ought to be awarded. And I would like to inform Mr. Fred Agbonyo, Honorable Fred Agbonyo to be precise, because once he's member of parliament elect, he deserves to be called honorable. That Ghanaians voted per the aspirations for the ensuing year, the ensuing administration, the future of our country. President Akufo-Addo was entrusted the mandate to run the affairs of this country from 2017 to 2020, and the mandate was renewed from 2021 to 2025, 7th January. Indeed, President Akufo-Addo never sought re-election because constitutionally he was stopped by the constitution and the laws of our country to seek re-election. And again, if you are comparing that because the ruling party has lost an election, it's a referendum on the performance of the ruling administration, that cannot certainly be true. There are various facets as far as election 2024 was concerned. One was the political messaging. Two, I wouldn't call it the deceptive nature of some political messaging and the likes. Deceptive nature? Yes. Three,
of which political messaging?
The realities will dawn on us soon. Currently, we've heard the incoming administration giving one excuse to the other. That, looking at the debt in the energy sector, looking at dates, looking at that, trying to set traps, questions, and answer them when they are given the opportunity again, because they told us, they gave us some hope that they are coming to do a better thing for the people of this country.
But they haven't even begun.
They have not even begun.
So what
but they've started certain questions that they will answer. They will answer after on the 8th of January. They will start answering those questions. That yes, they came to meet huge debt. Yes, they came to meet tattered economy. Yes, they came to meet a failed state, and a whole lot of things that they are going to tell us. So meaning that they are not good, they'll be unable to fulfill their 120-day social contract that they signed with the good people of this country.
You're anticipating that they will be unable to
Well, they have started setting the questions. And we all are clairvoyant, and when people begin to set questions, you know that.
When you say set questions, what do you mean? What set questions were?
They are telling us that what they anticipated, the debts they anticipated in the energy sector, it's mind-boggling. That when they finally take over, that they can even see more of, unravel more of these debts and those kind of things. What are they telling us? What are they telling us? Now, the third quarter GDP growth is around 7.9. 7.9. True or false now? The dollar, the depreciation of the dollar, the cedi is gaining some momentum. Is that true or false?
Where is it down?
The cedi is gaining some momentum. Is that true or false? Now? From the 16 point something, it's now around 14 point something.
Is it?
That's not true.
Yes.
That's not true.
As of today?
I've not checked today, but as at last week, it was far below 15%, 15 Ghana cedis.
Oh yeah, that is the Bank of Ghana rate. See, there is a difference. We need to buy the
Nana, take your time. You take your time. Nana, take your time.
Let's go to Foreign Bureau.
Nana, take your time. We thrive on the primary records. And we use the Bank of Ghana rate and those things. The commercial bank.
The Bank of Ghana does not deal with me. The Bank of Ghana deals with the bank.
Yes.
So we'll get there. Don't worry.
You know what?
Don't refer to the facts.
You know what?
What do you say? I can't walk into Bank of Ghana to go and buy a dollar.
No.
Nana, let's come back to the matter.
Why are you like I'm not lying?
No, they are not. They are not. You are saying.
I'm not negating.
Yes, you are. You speak of people setting questions and answering, but you are doing precisely the same thing. I asked you about national awareness and awards, but you have spoken about campaigning, political messaging, the GDP. Yes,
they were here chiding Dr. Addison on dollar rate.
But that's the subject.
On the subject matter.
It's part of the subject. I'm coming there. Why can't I set the base before?
For 15 minutes.
Oh, nah.
So you are happy Addison took the award?
Go on.
Why must I not be happy that he took an award?
Don't do this to yourself, please.
No, why must I not be happy that Addison took this award?
You are not happy. When we leave this studio, you complain outside.
I will not complain outside.
You will complain outside.
I will not complain outside.
Stop this thing.
You see, there's a difference between a governor managing a crisis situation. He came to meet.
Which crisis?
What was the financial sector that he came to meet as a governor of the Bank of Ghana?
Which one?
A financial sector that was in comatose condition.
To borrow money to go and collapse a business?
A financial sector that was in comatose condition. You are beyond it.
All right, Enoch.
Why did you occasion the financial sector clean up in the first place?
Enoch.
Don't say clean up. They borrowed money to collapse businesses. What is this?
Enoch.
Jesus Christ.
Enoch.
They needed 9 million to revive the banks. They borrowed over 20 million to
collapse it.
Now, your papa do what?
Debbie, you see, let's be fair. During 2016, when my mom, who was saving in one of these savings and loans, I will not mention the name, a defunct savings and loans, going for her own money that she has deposited in the financial,
because those banks are no longer
First Allied,
so that we deal it with.
They will tell you that wait for the susu collectors to go out the revenue and bring money before you can even cash out from these institutions. Wasn't happening in this country.
It was happening. Even government bonds, haircuts.
Was it not happening in this
Ghana government itself will not pay money.
It is not First Allied alone. Unibank and all these things.
What is your point?
So he came to meet a comatose condition as far as our finance sector was concerned, and government there to clean up. They are coming into government, and if you tell us the realities,
how much did government need to clean up?
I will not go there.
How much did government need to save the businesses?
It is judicial notice.
How much did government need to clean up?
We all are aware. Fred is going to Parliament and he will have the primary records, and they will come and tell us whether it was good for the country, the financial sector. If you want to build an economy, the financial sector is key in every economy. Is that not so?
Very well.
So if Mr. Addison has superintendent over this, make sure that our finance sector has been cleaned up. Now we have healthy financial institutions that businesses.
Are you aware?
Are
you aware that NIB and ADB are in the same situation? But yet we managed to salvage the situation. Why? Because we managed to push for them to put in a practical managerial strategy.
Even the finance minister's bank himself.
When they wanted to sell the hotels.
No, they're asking you questions.
When they wanted to sell the hotels.
You are the host.
Yes.
No, you are the host.
Yes.
So if you have co-hosts,
I am a co-host.
But when they were speaking, you also interjected a couple of times. You interjected a couple of times.
No.
But all of you gentlemen,
when they were speaking,
all of you gentlemen, let's
phone?
come back to the matter. So the national awards took place yesterday, and I would like us to focus on that. I think you've had enough time giving us your introduction to the matter. I read a portion of Prof. Azer's article, or the article which has been attributed to him, to you, that the rarity of the act which underscored and the prestige which underscored the first edition of the award, which was awarded to one person, a woman, the first woman in space, Valentina Tereshkova, first woman in space, was the only award given during the 6-year tenure of the president's office. Now, he goes ahead to say that in recent years, presidents appear to use this award liberally, often to honor their own appointees, and the trend risks politicizing what should remain a national celebration of exceptional accomplishments. We saw the awards yesterday and the number of political appointees who were awarded. In your opinion, does the prestige, the honor, and to use Prof. Azer's word, the rarity which accompanied this award, which made it, an award to look forward to, does this award continue to have it?
I was not born when the award was instituted in 1960s. I have come to witness the award.
It's good you are a lawyer. None of us were born, but the records are there to show. Do you think that the individuals who received these awards are deserving?
All the things I talk about,
I'm saying they are deserving because it is not the president that selected these individuals that were awarded yesterday.
I didn't say that. I'm asking if they were deserving.
They were deserving. That's why I'm saying that it is not the president that selected these individuals that were awarded yesterday. Probably it was as a result of the outcome of a team's selection, and based on the criteria.
Do you know who the members of the team are?
Can you read the criteria again, please? Listen to the criteria again.
What criteria?
We
are not aware of the criteria.
And you think that they merit it?
Why? The Attorney General and Minister for Justice, as far as legal reforms are concerned, as far as the defense of the Republic is concerned.
Why can Godfrey Odami not receive an award?
Why perform abysmally?
Is it not under Godfrey Odami that Gregory Afuko is still in prison when he has even been granted bail by a competent court of jurisdiction?
All right.
What are you talking about?
Again?
You see?
All right.
He's given an award?
You see, you can't pick and choose. You can't pick and choose. Then it means that all the people that were awarded per your standards are not qualified.
And that is why I said that. These awards ought to be given to captains of industries who have contributed remarkably to the growth of this nation and to talents. Not to MPs who go to shoot.
All right, please let Enoch speak. Let Enoch speak.
A minister holding
Enoch,
pistol and
go
man
on.
of state.
Fred, let Enoch speak.
But
Fred needed.
No, but he's going to speak to the matter. Do you think that the people who were awarded deserve the awards they got?
Certainly, they were all deserving. Look at Dr. Nekabiam Danso and his performance.
He's a captain of industry. Take him out.
The survival and sustenance of this country. As far as
okay. Not criticizing.
Look at Professor. There is this professor. Is it Tremio or something? Very deserving. Look at all the members in it. You see, probably.
I can mention some of the names for you. Maybe it's Hawa Kumsin.
Yes, she's deserving. Look at her contribution in Ministry of Fisheries and Aquaculture Development.
Tell me.
Look at her contribution.
We are still importing more than 55% of the fish that we consume in this country.
Tell us about the contribution.
More than 55% of the fish we consume in this country we import from abroad. What has she done in the fishing industries? What has she done? Tell me.
Somebody just sent me a text that you should come to Makola and tell them $1 is 14 cedis.
What has she done in the fishing industries? Nothing. Zero.
And then 31st. Ubeken kwenye sema mwenye mido boni ya chewono.
You see?
Enoch, yes, you are telling us.
Your co-hosts, they are going beyond.
It's all right.
Your co-hosts are going beyond.
Enoch, somebody says I should ask you if you are laughing so much because you don't have anything to defend on this matter.
Oh, now you see, these are national heroes that we have awarded them. And certainly, they have contributed significantly to the development of our country. And once we have awarded them, it is not out of the president's own might that he said, oh, maybe Hawa Kumsin, come, let me award you. Go for your board, come, let me award you. Honorable Duchum, come, let me award you. Look at the contribution of the educational minister. Look at it. As far as STEM education is concerned in this country. Look at Honorable Duchum. Look at the level of reform that he's brought into the educational sector of our country. So
you don't know the challenges in the educational sector.
Ghana.
Go there and find what is happening in the educational sector.
Now let's pray for this country.
He has messed up my education.
Let's pray for this country.
My only challenge. I'm surprised.
My only challenge.
Asari and the colleagues were not awarded.
My only challenge with this award is that the diversity. You see, the political diversity.
President Akufo-Addo has awarded himself. Why did he award himself?
You know what?
He could have awarded
himself.
He should have. He's the best.
You know what? Let me read some messages coming in because at this point. All right. We joke too much in this country. How on earth does Land Minister Abu Jinapo, Hawa Kumsin, Finance Minister, to be honored? I mean, why? Why?
How?
And that's from Papa Yensu Kwanza from Kwesi Minti. He also asked that, and the president, and why Nanado himself for such an award. Nanado did not award himself yesterday. The president did not award himself yesterday. I see that there are a lot of comments on social media suggesting this. That did not happen. All right.
President did, so we thought another
yes, but the president did not award himself yesterday. So all right. His Excellency, well, that we don't know. But the president did not award himself. All right.
The best man of the millennium.
I read some messages coming in. Nanado is just like a proverbial agama lizard that praises himself when no one praises him. Of all the awards, the most painful ones to me were the awards to Brian Champong and Nanado. Again, Nanado did not award himself. At a time where food inflation is over the roof and 7.5 million Ghanaians are rendered dimensionally poor due to bad governance, Brian Champong should not be awarded. Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. And that's from BT Sly from Nandoli texting us now. Musa Abattoir in Asawasi says, now, the MPP seems to have been consistent pattern of rewarding themselves and celebrating their cronies whenever they sense an impending exit from power. We witnessed this in 2008 when the MPP, after losing the election, orchestrated questionable awards and recognitions for individuals who did not merit them. This appears to be a carefully crafted smokescreen designed not for genuine appreciation of contributions, but as a means to siphon public funds. Oh, how? The Ghanaian people deserve accountability, not this blatant self-indulgence. Merry Christmas. All right, and that's from Musa. And I'll just read a couple more. Good morning. Now, I was surprised when Esla Wusu and Hawa Kumsin, Anderson, and Baumia were awarded with honors. Akufo-Addo will forever be remembered as the worst president in Ghana. And that's from Fo Kafui, texting us from Ho. And Prince Henry from Kofredia says, what the worst president of Ghana should do is to apologize to all of us for failing us woefully and not awarding his people and some few Ghanaians. Why didn't Akufo-Addo award Anas, Aremia, Anas, Mr. Yaudom Level, etc., if he wasn't being political and selective? Never again to a president who will be building statues in his name and renaming people's projects as his own. All right.
Did I hear the question? Dom Levo needed to be awarded. What was the controversy around his date of birth?
Last message. All right.
We joke in this country.
If you want to talk about controversies, if you want to talk about controversies, are you saying that none of the people who were awarded had any controversies?
Absolutely. That is why we need to look beyond.
Because you're the one who brought up the issue of controversy.
Were they not the people stirring controversies that because of
no, but you mentioned Dom Level and you mentioned his controversy. Does Hawa Kumsi have no controversies?
Your texter. When President Mahama awarded lawyer Tashikata in 2016 before they exited power, what was the standing of Tashikata? Was he not convicted? Was not sentenced and granted presidential pardon?
Tashikata is a distinguished lawyer.
Having even gone to prison with and released on presidential pardon.
Why? Did he steal from the state?
And released on presidential pardon.
Did he steal from the state?
No.
Is there any evidence
how was he incarcerated? How was he incarcerated? How was he incarcerated?
He was not incarcerated because
he was awarded.
I would be surprised as a lawyer.
You shouldn't be surprised.
As a young lawyer,
we must look beyond.
Up to the personality of Chatu Chikata.
Beyond. You see, you are struggling.
Yourself.
See how you are struggling. You see how you are struggling. You see, when we begin to choose and pick, let's put individuals that have received this award in the past. You see,
I'm not in his political.
We can improve this. But we shouldn't divide ourselves as a nation on almost every national issue.
And who is causing the division?
On every national issue.
Who is causing the division?
Enoch, you are saying that the people who we have mentioned here today, who were awarded yesterday, are distinguished Ghanaians who are deserving of all the awards they got.
From the committee report and from the award granted by the president, it tells so.
Do you believe?
And
that?
you're saying,
yes. Or do you believe that?
Why must I not believe?
Your personal, no. I mean, let's just be frank. It's the last day of the year, all right? You are saying you've spoken about the committee. Of course, the committee believes so because it is their award, their committee.
Certainly.
But personally, you believe that all the people who got awards yesterday are deserving, distinguished Ghanaians who are deserving of the awards they got.
I have not perused the backgrounds of all the 79 people that were awarded yesterday.
All right.
But at least I know some.
All right.
If you mention Leonard Senior I know his contribution to legal reform.
And you don't know the contribution of Chatu Chikata.
And you think that Godfred Odami
and you don't know the contribution of Chatu Chikata?
To Chatu Chikata.
I know Chatu Chikata's background. I know his background. But
how do you even compare the
How do you even compare Chatu to Odami?
You started stirring controversy. Why did you bring in Hawa Kumsi? Why did you bring in Abuja? You even mentioned that per the commentary of Dr. Granit Champol, he's not deserving of an award.
Of course, somebody who says that he will.
Then somebody who has gone to prison. Somebody who has gone to prison.
It was a political.
What were the circumstances? What were the circumstances?
It was purely politically motivated.
Gentlemen, hold on. What were the circumstances of Chatu Chikata's incarceration?
Your president punished his own people. Your president hasn't punished his own people.
Enoch.
So he didn't.
What were the circumstances of Chatu Chikata's incarceration?
Your president hears no evil.
You are no evil. The days of propaganda is gone.
Your president, he sees no evil, he hears no evil. People in his government, when they commit crime, he doesn't hear. That's the only reason some of them are still moving around.
The rule of the game is evident.
There is nothing wrong if Chatu was in prison. But let us...
motivated.
He was awarded in this country.
Let us...
And somebody said we should award Dom Level
Let us put on the
Then I
table
ask a question.
on the
double birthday date of birth saga.
All right.
Most of the people were mentioned.
He's deserving.
Very soon you see them here.
The football age saga. He's deserving.
At this end, very soon you see them start going to the court.
Let them go to the court. Put them before a court, public constituted.
All right.
Let them be tried.
All right, that's our time.
When they are convicted,
that's our time. That's our time.
You know what?
Enoch has not answered any question which has been asked. I've asked you questions. You haven't answered any of them. No, you haven't answered any of the questions I have asked you today. But that's our time. That's our time.
He will complain. He will lament how I talk.
Is that what he normally does?
He will do it. I know. It's just afraid to say it on set.
He says it's not true. He says it's not true. It's not true.
Why don't you know?
It's not true. It's not true. It's not true.
Do that.
But I'm surprised you didn't get an award.
My performance and my achievements have not gotten to the attention of the state.
The best defense of Rondu.
I see. All right.
Now,
gentlemen, that's our time.
Today is 31st.
Let my brothers
And
so have reflection of the year. And now you are supposed to ask for forgiveness.
And what do you ask for?
Me?
Yes.
For the favor and mercy of the Almighty God.
I see. All right. You guys want to say final Christmas message?
Yes. So I would
your
want
people.
to on behalf of Alan Tremonton, wish all the movement for change and ARC supporters and members a happy New Year, and on behalf of my own self, wish a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to the people of Bekwai in the Ashanti region. I wish them God's blessings, and it is my prayer that when we have crossed into next year and we are seated here, we will be more honest to Ghanaians and be more patriotic in our delivery.
All right. Right?
Now, on behalf of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, the leadership of NDC, I want to thank the people of this country for the confidence reposed in him, that they've returned him to the seat of government. We want to assure the people of this country that we are not going to relent on the promise that we made. We are going to keep faith to the promises. The thing is that as soon as we take office, we are going to let the people of this country know exactly what we are inheriting, sector by sector. And then we'll come up with a blueprint how we are going to navigate our ways out of the challenges that they are bequeathing to us. Let's continue to pray for His Excellency the President. Let's continue to have confidence in him. Let's continue to support and encourage him. And I believe next year by this time, we'll return to this table and everybody would have seen an improvement in our economy, an improvement in our lives. Let me also use the opportunity to thank the people once again of the Gwa constituency, the place that has been described as the cardinal sin of the Fourth Republic. Some people have described it as a republic within a republic. We've been abandoned, we've been rejected, but by the grace of God and our collective will, I believe we are going to bring development to the area. We are going to change every sector from education to health to road infrastructure, and the young people are going to get employment. Thank you, Ghana. We thank God Almighty who has seen us through this year. It's been very challenging. Now, I don't know if you have ever gotten involved in campaign. Campaigns are not a joke. Driving around in the night, in the morning, you are going, you are interacting, engaging people, and you wake up every morning, ask yourself, where is the energy coming from? Where is the strength coming from? You know, it's not a joke. And so, God Almighty, we give you all the thanks, we give you all the praise that you have seen us through. What we are asking for in the next year is that give us the wisdom, give us the spirit of humility, that we can serve our people well.
Amen.
So that people will appreciate it.
Amen. Enoch.
A deputy minister presentation.
Adriana Piquet. All right,
Enoch. So now, who also like to
apologize to Ghanaians first.
The new patriotic party.
Okay.
Apologize to Ghanaians first.
Apologize to our teaming supporters for this painful and disappointing
but not Ghanaians.
defeat.
38%.
And thank the people of Ghana for giving us the opportunity to serve them for 2 terms.
What mismanaging the country?
Once the NDC take over, we'll compare the performance of the NDC and the performance of the outgoing or the outgoing NPP administration and see whether or not whatever they said, they have done better than what we came to do. We know that we have served the people of Ghana well. Now, what we are telling our people, our teaming base, our membership is that we are reflecting, we are reconciling, we are going to restructure and recapture power by the grace of God come 2028. So they should be bold. They should stand up for the best. That the NPP is not dead. The NPP will rise again. And we believe that the National Council of our party in the coming month, January, just 2 days, will be meeting, and the clear direction of our party will be taken. I believe that a committee will be formed to be able to look into why we perform the way we performed the 2024 elections.
I thought you wanted to give Christmas messages to your people.
We go ahead.
You don't want to wish anyone a Merry Christmas.
We wish them a prosperous New Year, because the Christmas is already spent. We wish them a prosperous New Year, and we wish them a best of health and a best of life. At the end of the day, we all stay healthy and make sure that we stay as a befitting opposition party to ensure that our nation Ghana is put on the right pedal. We will not sit back.
So you don't have
a
message. You personally don't have a message for your people.
His constituency.
By the time it's up, you are coming how?
Oh, you spent 10 minutes.
Enoch, you have 1 minute more.
So now, we thank them all. And to my constituents, the people of Obuasi East constituency, I wish them a prosperous New Year. And
I want to steal our seats.
The information is that we are good to go. And we must also stay united as a political party and fight for our rights.
All right.
No, his place is close to mine.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Oh, I see.
But now, let me really thank TV3. I think that TV3,
you've worked
very well.
You've really worked.
You've served
TV3.
No, you've served Mother Ghana. You've served Ghana Mother. Olumila. You've served Ghana Mother well.
You've done well.
So when I saw you dancing on the television, on screens, and the way you were dancing, Roland, now yourself,
your team has been very fantastic.
You must dance.
You've done very well, and I think that
you must dance.
You've set a new standard.
Allow cash out.
It's unfortunate that
we believe that most of your staff members will be receiving appointments, glorious appointments.
After you guys have been very fantastic. You've said Ghana well.
Thank you.
So we are proud of
sent me a text that
thank you.
We should thank your husbands and our wives.
They should be
early mornings.
The press secretary, the president, and all the communication bureau of the Jubilee
Thank
House
you, gentlemen.
must come from Media General. You have really worked.
Yes, they have.
They have worked.
Of course.
All right.
What I said.
All right.
Going to support the cause of government.
All right. I encourage you to disregard any malicious statements which are made this morning on the show,
We will not
especially by the gentleman.
So the great men and women,
It's okay.
We will not kill the media house.
It's okay.
They will remain here.
But they will employ new ones.
It's okay. We are happy to be here at TV3 to continue to bring the news to the people who are watching us. So we're fine here. Thank you so much. We're fine here. Thank you so much. You're watching TV3 New Day. We'll be right back. If I don't go, this gentleman will not stop talking. So we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
This festive season,